Hey everybody, today on the fire escape we're making some Memphis-style ribs. That's ribs that aren't finished with a sauce, just a dry rub at the end. These things are going to be good. Today we're going to start by making a rub, and a Memphis style rub is paprika based. So we start with 2 tablespoons of paprika, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of Old Bay, or you could use celery salt, 1 teaspoon of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of dried thyme, 2 teaspoons of sea salt or kosher salt, and about a tablespoon or so of fresh ground black pepper. Then mix all the ingredients together with a fork. Really make sure you get the clumps of brown sugar broken up. Then just give it a little taste, and we are ready for the ribs. And here I've got a rack of baby back ribs, and the first thing you want to do is take off the membrane with the bone side facing up. Just worm something underneath that membrane. I'm using a butter knife. Then take a paper towel and grab it and give it a pull. Removing this membrane is really going to help your ribs get a lot more tender. So definitely do this step. So that rub that we just made, I put into this fancy shaker, and we're going to shake that rub all over our rack of ribs. Then of course you got to flip it over, season both sides fairly heavy. Get your hands in there and rub it all in. And because the Weber Q is such a small grill, I have to cut the rack of ribs in half. And now we're ready for our roasting shield. And on top of that goes the roasting rack. And then our 2 half racks of baby back ribs, side by side, and we are ready for the grill. Out here on the fire escape, I've preheated the Weber grill for about 10 or 12 minutes with a smoked pouch of hickory chips on the side. I'm going to set our rack down. Close the lid, and I'm going to adjust the heat to low. While the ribs are grilling, I'm going to make a mopping sauce, and that begins with about 1/3 cup of apple juice, 2 tablespoons of cider vinegar, and about 2 tablespoons of either Dijon mustard or yellow mustard. And here I'm just stirring that concoction up and pouring it into a spray bottle. Okay, so now these ribs have been on for about an hour. It is raining outside, so I'm going to keep the lid about halfway closed while I spray on the mopping sauce. And this will really keep the ribs from drying out. Here we are now at about the hour and 15-minute mark. I'm hoping that our ribs got enough hickory flavor from our smoke pouch. So I'm going to go ahead and bring them inside and then wrap them in foil. So you want to lay down a nice big piece of aluminum foil, give that a spray with your mopping sauce, add 1 of your half racks of ribs, and then spray the top of that with your mopping sauce. And then close up your aluminum foil and make a nice little bundle. And inside, the steam is really going to make those ribs tenderize. Then we're going to put our covered ribs back on the grill, still cooking at low heat. Close the lid and give them 1 full hour of cooking. And then once that hour is up, it's finally time to bring our ribs inside to have some dinner. And then for the final step, once you take the ribs out of the foil packets, you want to hit them with that Memphis barbecue rub one more time, right before serving. Flip them over, bone side up, and separate the ribs. And you can really see how the meat has pulled away, exposing the ends of the bones. And there you have it, folks. Memphis-style ribs, made on a fire escape in Brooklyn, New York. So these ribs really came out great, especially considering that I'm using such a small grill and I'm grilling on a fire escape. You're not gonna get a green egg out there. It's not gonna happen. Memphis style is really delicious. I think it's a really nice change up from the sauce. I really like it. I know a lot of people really like it even better than saucing their ribs. I'm not sure I'd go that far, but this rub was great. Also, wrapping them in the tin foil really made a big difference. It made them a lot more tender. These were kind of fall off the bone tender. They were really, really tender and delicious. Give this recipe a try and let me know what you think in the comments below. Leave a like, subscribe, and of course, keep on grilling.